We are about to embark on an immersive journey through the corridors of our minds. Stand by as we prepare for departure.
Welcome aboard, everyone, to the Productivity with Peace of Mind podcast adventure. Our journey will begin in just a moment. Inhale deeply and exhale. Our voyage takes us on a captivating tour, diving deep into the intricate layers of our thoughts and imagination. Brace yourselves for the complexities of our evolution. For a safe and enjoyable journey, stay seated, secure your helmet and protective goggles, and keep hands, feet, and legs inside while the ride is moving. Now relax and enjoy.
So, I was in the shower yesterday and I was feeling the emotion of anger. And then I had a thought, or rather, like a question for myself. Is anger productive? And I've thought about this before as I process my own emotions. Because a lot of times we talk about anger like it's always this terrible thing, right? We need to control it, calm down, get rid of it somehow, force it out, never be angry, right? We see anger as just this negative thing, something we have to maybe heal from or, just be bigger than it, right? Be bigger than the anger, step up and out of it. But what if partially it is also productive? When I, sat down on the couch today to think a little bit more deeply about it and write some notes out for what I wanted to share with you on this topic, I reflected on some different examples throughout my own life where I'm going through like really big changes. And anger was present. Anger was right there next to me in the front seat of the car, helping me make decisions. And sometimes that anger has helped me get out of situations that I probably stayed in for like way too long. It's helped me choose myself for the first time in the past, which was an amazing gift to myself. It helped me push into new careers, start different businesses, create entire new chapters that honestly, the me at the time before creating it couldn't have even imagined that that could be possible. And it's also pushed me into whole new versions of myself by allowing the anger to push me into action. And there are other times anger has made me absolutely miserable, where I dig in and it's like I'm just this, truck with these big wheels in this muddy ditch, right? I've gone off the road and I'm in the ditch. And the more I rev the engine, the more my tires dig in and I'm not actually going anywhere. So there's a big difference between those types of anger, or like how that anger shows up for us and what we're doing about it. When it's productive, we're actually moving forward. We're building something, right? We're solving some type of problem in our life. We're changing things around us or for ourselves. And when it's not productive, we're just in that ditch, just revving the engine, spinning the tires, and actually just going deeper and deeper and deeper into the mud. And you feel angrier when that's happening, right? You get progressively angrier and angrier and angrier as you dig deeper and deeper and deeper. But when it's productive and you're moving forward, the anger actually starts to dissipate. Like, oh, okay, I'm actually getting relief because the anger is propelling me into something. So I'm actually getting relief from that movement, from that action, that forward movement that I'm making and taking. It's a difference between ruminating, right, and just festering in something versus getting out of it and moving, right? Getting that tow truck, hooking it to your truck, getting pulled out of the mud, not sinking deeper. So when you look at your own emotion of anger, we can ask ourselves, like, what is that anger producing for me right now? Am I getting forward movement? And am I changing something? Am I actually getting somewhere? Or am I just creating more anger? Because every emotion that we feel is information. It's all little lights and messages on our dashboard, letting us know what's going on, what's in alignment or what's not. And anger itself is not the problem. It's also information. Sometimes your anger might be telling you, I don't want to live like this anymore. Something needs to change. I've dealt with this long enough. This doesn't work for me. I want something else. I want something different for me in my life. I need to make a decision here. I need to protect something that's important to me. Or my favorite, I need to choose myself here. It's time to choose me now or again, or maybe for the first time. This emotion can reveal and uncover exactly where we've not been choosing ourselves, where our values have not been in alignment with what we want and what we're actually doing. It can be really easy to just stay stuck in this rut of just accepting things. Well, this is just how it is. It's been this way for so long. I might as well just keep dealing with it. Or you rationalize away other people's behavior. You make excuses for them. You adapt, you accommodate, you sit there and wait and hope for something to be different. And then eventually something inside you says, enough, enough. And that is information. It's beautiful, gorgeous information for your system to know what it is you need and what it is you want. So the goal should never be, oh, be a person that's just always at peace and always happy and never angry. I remember going to therapy when I was probably 20 years old during this time. And I walked into her office. It was a new therapist. And I told her, I just have all these ups and downs in my emotions and in my life. And I just want a straight line. I don't want to overreact. I don't want to, feel upset anymore. I don't want to feel disturbed anymore in my brain and in my emotions and in my nervous system. I didn't have the nervous system vocabulary and language back then, but that's what it was I was asking for. And she taught me the beauty of complex emotions, the beauty of all the pieces that come with being human, with being alive, and that we get to feel the ups and the downs, and that with the ups, we feel the downs, and with the downs, we feel the ups. Without downtimes, we wouldn't even know that ups are up, and we wouldn't even be able to appreciate them. So the goal instead becomes becoming someone who knows what to do when anger arrives. Becoming that person who knows how to make movement, who knows how to make change, who knows how to listen to that voice inside that says, this isn't quite right for me. This isn't quite what I wanted. I want something different. To listen to that voice and do something about it. For me in my body, I can physically feel when my anger is building. It's like this rising feeling up into my throat. There's this kind of ache in my chest. And it almost feels like something is like physically inside of me pushing my body forward. And there's energy behind that. It's not passive, it's momentum and it's something that we can either, like I said, move forward and make productive, or we can dig in to the problem, to the anger, to the emotion itself, and stay stuck, or find that forward movement and actually get something out of it. Use it as a leverage, use it as this momentum to move you forward. Because our anger asks us of something. It wants us to speak, to leave, to solve something that's been left unresolved. It might want you to finally make that big decision that you've just been hemming and hawing, sitting on each side. I don't know. But indecision is a decision. So the anger comes up. Oh, I'm sick of this. Make the decision, right? Go left or right. Go on this side of the fence or that side. Make a decision. We get to ask, reflect on, and decide where we're going to direct all of that energy because anger comes with a lot of energy. If you're someone who feels a lot of anger or who maybe identifies as someone who struggles even with anger, you know all the energy that it comes with, and we can use that. Or we can sit there and just burn in it and fester in it. Some of the biggest changes in my own life have started with feeling the emotion of anger. When I was in an unhealthy codependent marriage, there were so many emotions involved. And anger was the one that created a lot of the movement, especially towards the end. It's that, that fed up message toward the end that said, okay, what am I going to do about this? What am I going to change? And it's when I decided to walk away. I took action. I left the marriage. I built a new career through my own business. I got out into the world. I actually moved across the country. I created something completely separate from that toxic environment just for me, just with me. I built my own independence, my own life. And that was the first time in my life where I was truly choosing me for that first time. And I made that anger productive by converting it into action, using that energy that the anger provided me, that the anger created inside of me. I gave that energy somewhere to go, something to do, something to focus on. When I was in a work environment where opportunities and things that were promised that never came to fruition and were never brought to reality, they just became unfulfilled promises. And I got angry about that. I felt a lot of anger and angry emotions around that. I didn't just sit and fester in that. I took action. I decided to start my own side business yet again after years of not having my own business and entity up and running. I didn't just sit there and feel bad for myself or ruminate and feel angry, hoping they'll feel my anger. I took it upon myself to turn it into something new, to create something out of it. And that was choosing myself again. It was giving myself that creative outlet, giving myself a place to put all my ideas and creativity. If there wasn't a space for it in a corporate career, there was space for it in my own business. And this is the pattern that I've learned to adopt. My anger shows up when I'm ready to stop tolerating something and actually create something new that I want. In every scenario this has ever happened for me, there's always the same message happening. I'm done sitting here. I'm done accepting what I don't want to accept, and I'm ready to build my way forward. This type of productive anger is forward thinking. So you'll know that you're in that productive space when you're asking yourself questions like, what do I want to create? What can I start next? What can I turn on? And what can I set up? What do I want to build? What problems can I solve next? Where am I going to move forward? Right? They're all future forward oriented thinking and questions and actions. You may still feel angry. It might still feel uncomfortable, but you're acknowledging that and you're moving forward with it. You're not even pretending that, oh, everything's just wonderful, but you're moving forward. It's the what now, what next. Anger is the fuel, and you're taking that energy from the anger, from the problem, and putting it directly into a solution, like fueling a vehicle. All right, let's go. Where are we going next? When the anger makes you stuck, you'll know because it becomes rumination. You're just spinning over and over. You're telling everybody the same problem over and over again without the solution. Your mind and thoughts and processing is all around what happened, not where you're going. You're replaying conversations. You're thinking, oh, I should have said this. I should have said that. I should have done this instead. It's replaying the problem over and over and over, and that anger just grows bigger and hairier and scarier, and you just fester deeper and deeper and deeper into that muddy ditch with your truck tires. You waste so much energy, so much brain space and brain power on that, and you're sitting in the exact same location. You've gone nowhere. That's how you know the difference. Because the answer is not always pressing the gas harder. Sometimes it's how do I get myself out of there? Do I call the tow truck, right? Do I call a friend with a hitch who has a rope who can pull me out? What do I do to solve the problem, not sit in the problem? When we're stuck in anger too, it can also turn into anxiety. That's like a big identifier that you're just ruminating it and sitting in it if you're not sure. Like sometimes we can take certain action, like venting or researching, right? We go down these rabbit holes and we think we might be taking action, but we're actually not. And it turns into anxiety. And that's another indicator like, oh, okay, I'm actually ruminating in this. I'm actually just spinning my wheels because you're looking for resolutions, you're looking for solutions, but you're not actually focused on them. You're not actually taking any action. You're not actually trying anything out to see if you can get there. You are actually still stuck in the problem. And it leaves you super exhausted too. And that's not productive, right? That's where our brain can trick us into thinking it's productive when it's really not. Because it's not necessarily just about doing a bunch of things. It's about doing the right things and trying things out and actually feeling that momentum and that movement. Because we can take immediate action, figure out that's not working, change course, right? We figure out what our options are. We make an appointment, we have a conversation, we apply for something, we make a plan, we start building that plan. We participate in something. We make a decision. I will or I won't. This is my choice. And that action, with no hesitation, just taking it immediately, identifies the next useful move. So each new step is information, and then each next step after that is information. And you use that to actually let that energy go somewhere versus staying stuck in that ditch. And anger can get you out of a situation, but it also doesn't have to come with you. And this is really important too, because sometimes when we're stuck in survival, we're stuck in that ditch, we're stuck surviving. Once we get out, we want to bring that mindset with us. We want to bring that survival brain with us, but it doesn't have to come with us. It doesn't have to run the entire next chapter of our life. Like my anger got me out of my marriage and it built my next career and it got me to start the business and it got me to finally say enough. But then I could thank it for that information and the data on my dashboard, thank it for the energy it brought me, and then build something better. Because eventually we don't need to keep proving how angry we are about what happened. We don't have to keep showing people or showing ourselves or justifying the anger. We can actually get excited about where we're going. We can get excited about where we are because of the changes we made through the anger. That motivation can grow and evolve into something more neutral, more positive. Because the anger says, I will not stay where I'm at. I will not stay stuck. But then something else inside of us gets to say, and here's where I'm going now. And here's what I'm going to do next. And that next action, while it being quick and immediate and urgent, doesn't have to be impulsive. It doesn't mean just, do whatever you feel like doing while you're furious. Those are two different things. Productive anger isn't send some text that's going to blow up a relationship or hurt someone deeply. It doesn't mean just quit your job without a plan because your boss made you mad today by an email they sent you. When the anger is productive, it's asking you what action actually serves the life I want to create. It's always forward thinking, building, creating, starting, solving, forward movement. It's not destroying or hurting or harming anyone or anything behind or around you. You're using it to build a life ahead of you. So when you catch yourself feeling the emotion of anger, ask yourself, what is my anger asking of me? What do I want to do to actually change my future? What can I create or solve or build or change or communicate in a kind way or decide from here? What's next? Maybe it's a boundary that needs to be set, a conversation you need to have, leaving something but with a plan, starting something you've been thinking about, maybe even for years you've been thinking about this and you're ready to start. Maybe it's accepting something you just can't change. Maybe it's radical acceptance, and your action is practicing that and changing your relationship and mindset around something. But regardless of what it is, you can find your forward movement. And anger can be the fuel for that movement, but that fuel only matters when it's taking you somewhere good, somewhere new, somewhere better. And we always have choices in life. Sometimes it's two good choices, sometimes it's two bad choices, and you just have to choose the less bad, move forward, and get a little bit less bad choice after that, right? You move toward those better choices, but they do get better. So if you've been in the ditch, revving your engine, feeling stuck, letting that anger grow and boil and fester inside of you, just getting angrier and going nowhere, ask yourself, what can I do to actually create movement? What is my tow truck? What's going to pull my truck out of the ditch? What's going to pull me forward? How can I use this to my advantage? Thank you for braving the inside of your mind with me. The better we understand ourselves, the more deeply we understand the world, and as our awareness grows, life just gets better and better. If you've enjoyed this episode, please take a moment to leave a review and share this with anyone else you think could benefit from listening. A quick reminder that the content shared in this podcast is for informational purposes only. I am not a licensed therapist, and the discussions here are not a substitute for professional advice. If you're dealing with a specific issue or need personalized guidance, please consult with a qualified professional. Your well-being is important, and this podcast is simply a platform for sharing insights and experiences. I appreciate you spending this time with me. Until next time.